We've been telling you about the local nonprofit Oklahoma Heartland Heroes Foundation that took donated food, but rather than giving it all away, they let hundreds of boxes of food sit outside, as you see right here, and rot. We've been looking into this for months in North Tulsa near Highway 75 and 66th Street.
In a Fox 23 investigation follow-up, Janet Clark shows the mess Heartland Heroes left behind inside that we couldn't see until now.
Is your food right here? All your drinks right here?
Now it's a hoarding situation. Piles of rotting food with a stench so sour it turns your stomach, and an infestation of rodents running rampant.
Ugh. Oh, that's a good size rat right there. Here's another one.
I got a tip about a large amount of donated food spoiling behind this building here in North Tulsa. So I came here to check it out.
There's sandwiches in there.
The first thing we saw, this dumpster loaded with rotting sandwiches and apples. Around the corner, hidden behind a large stack of pallets, I could smell boxes of food and produce, gallons of milk, and containers of cottage cheese sitting outside spoiling. That was March 1st, and that was only the beginning. Victor Colbert runs the nonprofit Oklahoma Heartland Heroes Foundation and says they deliver food to those who need it.
That's all we're doing, is trying to feed as many people as we possibly can.
He told me what seemed like could be an innocent explanation for all this wasted food.
All this right here is not caused by me.
He says when bad weather hit in February, the government gave him excess Farmers to Families food boxes, more than they could hand out. But I found out the food waste has been going on for months. With our FOX23 Skyview drone, we showed you all the boxes of food hidden behind the building. Stacks and stacks, hundreds of boxes.
It's food distribution. Sometimes we're going to have food waste. Sometimes it goes bad.
Victor told me starting last summer, the landlord let Heartland Heroes stay temporarily on the land behind this church. Brent and Shelley Crawford are the pastors of the church, Living Hope Fellowship. Was the landlord just trying to do something nice?
He was trying to be helpful, but I think they just took advantage. They got their foot in, and we believe they were hiding back here.
Shelley says she thought they could work together because her church gives food away to needy families every month.
We tried to work with them multiple times, asked them if there was food that they needed to give out to let us do that. They did try to give us some food at one point, but it was bad. We could not give that out to the public.
Shelley says the odor coming from the back of the property was their first sign of a problem.
We saw piles of food just piling up, and it was smelling so bad around our church that we could not stand outside of our building, and the flies were horrible.
That was in September, the same time the health department came out and took these photos. The Turley Fire Department also showed up to put out this fire you can see billowing up from behind the building. Heartland Heroes had tried to burn rotten food and milk. What was it like for you, being people that give food away, to then see all that food go to waste?
Well, that's what's really heartbreaking and really hard to talk about, because there are so many families that we know in this community that would have benefited from that food being on their tables.
Did your church get blamed for a lot of this?
Our name is out on the sign, so what was going on back here was perceived to be Living Hope Fellowship, and it appears it was us, and it was not us.
Victor told me the church was sabotaging his good work.
So this is all caused by these people.
He was putting a lot of the blame on you guys.
And anytime that we tried to say something or stand up and say this isn't right, that's when they would push back on us and try to accuse us of things falsely. You cannot work with people that are going to be dishonest and deceitful.
In early March, this is how the area looked from above. That was the same day someone threw broccoli at our drone. Victor said they'd be gone by mid-March, but that didn't happen. We went back to check a few weeks later, and most of the food boxes were gone. Shelley says Heartland Heroes finally left. This refrigerated trailer was still there, so Shelley called the number listed on the side.
The company's been looking for it because they haven't been able to get a hold of Oklahoma Heartland Heroes. They said that they have not been paying for several months on this refrigerator truck, and that they've been looking for it.
Just crying because the guy's about to take off with the truck, and we've been waiting for this for 8 months now.
This is Brent's cell phone video. Shelley got emotional when the company came to pick up the trailer, and it pulled away.
Finally.
Brent and Shelley also felt relieved to finally get their large storage building back. For months, the church's plans have been put on hold because Heartland Heroes was using it. The church wanted to transform that building into a food and clothing ministry and call it the Hope Center. Brent and Shelley thought Heartland Heroes had taken the trash with them until they went inside this building.
You're not gonna like it.
Brent and Shelley tried to prepare us. My photojournalist stepped inside first. I went in right behind him. We caught a whiff of what was to come.
It's gonna smell really bad.
Inside, you see why. Piles of food.
Ugh, mercy. Food left in there that's bad.
And right above rotten food, these words stapled to a bulletin board on the wall. Food for thought.
They're supposed to throw all this away. There's Go Fresh box right here.
Oh, there's milk. So I'm gonna check the date. November the 25th of 2020.
Gross. When I open this, dude, it's gonna smell bad. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I opened a freezer full of food. What is it?
Chicken, pizzas and stuff like that.
But I'm not sure what the point of it is because with no electricity, there's no way to keep it cold. With meat inside, you can imagine how bad it reeked.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
Now it's starting to linger.
Strong enough to fill the building.
Now it's bad.
We saw holes in the walls torn out,
It used to be different rooms, yeah, until they knocked all the walls down.
stuff tossed everywhere.
Just trash.
It's horrible.
Oh my goodness.
The place is trashed.
This breaks my heart.
As I tiptoed down the hallway and passed by the dark rooms, I could hear scratching of little feet, mice scurrying. I could hear their teeth chewing on things.
I can hear them.
Here, wait. Hear them?
I can hear them chewing.
There's rats in here. There's another one. They're everywhere. There may be a snake underneath here.
There are large rats in the building that have been attracted by the wasted food.
There he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
Those cause damage, yes, in the walls.
Get him. I got your foot. You see him? Lights on him. You all right?
Yeah, just jumpy. I'm like, I don't need that thing up my pants.
Hang on, man.
I checked, and Heartland Heroes is a legitimate nonprofit registered with the state. But the USDA told me the foundation never contracted with them to receive or deliver any government food. But some of its vendors did give them food, paid for with your tax dollars. The USDA says Heartland Heroes is under investigation. Both their Facebook page and website have been taken down. But no one can answer why Heartland Heroes keeps taking food without a proper way to store it.
I can't figure out why they kept taking the food because I can't figure out what was to gain.
That is the mystery because I'm not sure what the motive was, what the end goal was. Why would you take on so much food that you could not handle?
One thing I did find out, at the beginning of the pandemic, Heartland Heroes applied for government assistance, asking for more than $207,000 in PPP loans. But they only actually received $67,000. I've tried to contact Victor and Heartland Heroes multiple times to ask follow-up questions, but I haven't heard back.
What has this the last 8 months been like for you all?
The last 8 months have been a struggle. We've had to endure this waste, and our heart's breaking because of it.
There you go. There he goes. There he goes. That's a little guy. Yeah, they're everywhere. There should be more in here too. Here goes another one.
Brent and Shelley say the damage done by Heartland Heroes will put them months behind opening their Hope Center. Now they have to gut the building and start over.
It's been rough, but you're always stronger when you go through stuff. Makes you stronger. So
What is a bad thing now, you feel like will turn around into something good?
bad things happen in life, but God always turns around for his good, and we are ready to be his instruments and his hands to make sure that people are getting fed and loved.
They want to restore the building and forgive the past. In North Tulsa, covering news that matters, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
So much work to do. And Jana also talked to a pastor of a church in Sand Springs called Church That Matters. The pastor says Heartland Heroes told him they could get a good price on turkeys. So his church gave the nonprofit almost $7,000 to buy turkeys for their food ministry. The pastor says that was last fall. So far, they haven't received any turkeys nor their money back.